In today's seminar, we are honored to have Mr. Arzin Gablin, Mr. Gorge Konstantin from EBRD, and also Mr. George Jiang, the former sales director, Kraft Heinz Taiwan, Mr. Edward Lian, from CMOS Sensors Incorporation, and also Dr. Kunshi Wang from EE Solutions. So without further ado, let's begin today's event. We first would like to invite Ms. Rachel Liu, Deputy Director of Strategic Marketing Department in Taitra, to give her remarks. Ms. Rachel, please.
Good afternoon and good morning to London. On behalf of Taitra, I would like to extend to thank you and welcome you for participating in today's seminar. Taitra is a non-profit trade promotion organization supported by government and various industrial associations in Taiwan in our effort to help Taiwanese business to diversify into overseas markets. Taitra has been diligently exploring business opportunity in countries with significant economic potential. Furthermore, Taiwan has maintained a long-standing collaboration with the EBRD since 1991, contributing over 30 years of joint effort to foster positive change in the EBRD region and beyond. We hope today's recruitment seminar will mark the beginning of another fruitful year for EBRD Taiwanese collaboration. Today's seminar aims to seek candidates with significant cross-sectoral expertise in core areas such as sustainability, green economy transition, digital transformation, and strong corporate governance practices. I firmly believe that EBRD's advisory system can bring various benefits both to Taiwan and to EBRD. First of all, Taiwan's experience can help. According to statistics in 2022, the number of small and medium-sized enterprises in Taiwan exceeded 1.63 million, which accounts for a record high of 98% of all enterprises in Taiwan, showing that a small and medium-sized enterprise are an important force of Taiwan's economy. So Taiwan's advisors can bring both rich experience in SMEs development and high-end technologies into the EBRD advisory system to help international small, medium-sized enterprises to improve their management, to enhance efficiency, to introduce them innovative technologies and best practices. So I also expecting that through the EBRD advisory system, Taiwan may gain more opportunities in expanding global business to build a customer base and to promote international trade in the EBRD regions. So today we are honored to have Mr. Arzin Gablin from London, Mr. George Jiang and Edward Lian, Dr. Wang Kunshi, to share us their experiences with us. So I believe today's seminar can represent another crucial steps to further enhance our relationship with the EBRD, SME, finance, and development team. So thank you again for coming, and I wish you all a tremendous success in your business. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel, for your warm remarks. So for the first session, we have Mr. Arzin Gablin from SNE F&D International Advisory, EBRD, to give an overview of EBRD's Advisor and Specialist Recruitment Program. So, Mr. Gablin?
I hope everyone can hear me, and I'm really pleased to be part of this presentation. And thank you, Rachel, for introduction. And I'm pleased to be here and represent our team, which is called Advice for Small Business of EBRD. And before we dive into our topic of today's presentation, I would like to, of course, thank our long-standing partner, Petra, his director, Brian Lee, and Rachel Liu, for years of fruitful cooperation on many aspects. Also, words of thanks also go to our colleagues in Taiwan Business Development Office, Patrick Wang and Ruby Chang, and their counterparts in London, Cecilia and Jack, for organizing this event. I'm also pleased to hear that our fellow advisors will be presented here and will help to answer some of the questions you might potentially have. I hope this seminar will be fruitful and interesting to you as well. And going further, I would like to say that I'm not alone here today. I'm here with my fellow colleague, Georgi Konstantin, who has been working with us since 2015 as a team coordinator. This is yet another important part of our teams. He is a seasoned professional in fast-moving consumer goods, in the sector of fast-moving consumer goods, and he has been previously working for such household names as Bunge, Colgate-Palmolive, and others. So he has substantial experience in FMCG. And once again, my name is Aziz. I'm a principal for EBRD and work for the team called SME Finance and Development. Have been with the bank for quite a few times since 2011, and currently I'm responsible for international advisory, actually the topic of our discussion today across all countries of operations. And my presentations will be focused on this particular tool. And but before we go into discussion of international advisory, I would like to spend some time to present EBRD as an institution. If you look at the slide, you will see the history of the institution since its establishment in 1991. We are an international financial house name, and our main focus is the development of sustainable and well-functioning market economies. And as Rachel has been saying previously, the market economy is very dependent on SMEs. In most of the countries of operation, it's not as developed sector as in Taiwan. I'm surprised and very pleased to hear that 90% of the economy basically of Taiwan is driven by the SMEs, and our goal actually is to help countries of operations of the EBRD to reach the same level of economic activity of small and medium enterprises in our countries of operation. And speaking of the countries of operations, if you look at the map on the screen, you will see that we cover at least half of the globe. On the easternmost side, we work in Mongolia. On the westernmost side, we work in Morocco, and everything in between. Core regions for us is, of course, Central Asia, Eastern Europe, Central and Southern Europe, Northern Africa, and Eastern Partnership countries. If we speak about the volume of operations, this is the data statistics available for 2019, and for just to let you know that if you look at the number 10 billion in 2019, I can proudly say that in 2022 we were reaching close to 11 billion of euro operations, and this year we go to deliver in the same volume. And one might say that what would be the difference between EBRD and other international development institutions? Well, I can say that EBRD business model is based on a basic principle of transition impact. We always look at what we do and how successfully we do it. On the additionality, so that we look at what we additionally bring to the company on top of its own development. And of course, profitability for the European Bank as an institution, and and profitability for our partner companies as well. And if we're talking about the transition, we are measuring it across 6 key areas of how competitive the companies are with our assistance, how the market is becoming with our assistance, how well governed they become after we interact with them, whether we increase inclusion in these companies, whether we help them to become more integrated, resilient, and green. And just a few words how we work with the companies and how we work with SMEs in particular, because one of the core topics for EBRD is, of course, SME development. And here I would like to ask organizers to help me to demonstrate the video, please.
They make up more than 95% of the businesses in the world. They provide 2 out of every 3 jobs. They are small and medium-sized businesses. At the EBRD, we know they are vital to emerging economies, helping markets diversify and innovate. But to reach their full potential, they need the right ingredients to prosper and grow. The EBRD's Small Business Initiative works across dozens of countries, from Albania to Uzbekistan, providing more than €1 billion a year in finance, supporting over 2,000 advisory projects, reaching over 200,000 businesses every year, supplying the finance and know-how to make them more competitive. We help create the right environments for small businesses to thrive by advising on policy, management and governance, and supplying expertise. Because the right knowledge plus the right financing, plus innovation, equals success. We search out leaders in local markets, help them become national, then international champions, and we're here with them throughout their journey. It could be detailed advice for manufacturing businesses. It could be our Women in Business programs, which have helped over 25,000 women entrepreneurs and counting. We can only do this thanks to our partnerships with donors, which make this work possible. This means that every euro that our donors provide, we turn into 14 euros of financing, multiplying the effect on all those small and medium-sized businesses who are determined to make their mark today and an even bigger impact tomorrow.
Thank you. And going further, as you can already understand, that SMEs are a vital part of EBRD's operations. And we devote significant share of our resources to developing this and supporting these SMEs. If we look at the last year's investments, the annual investments of EBRD into SMEs reached 1.4 billion euro. And in addition to financing, we are truly believers in the combined and very complex approach to SME development. So we provide not only finance but also advice and know-how on how to develop the companies. And this is, as you heard, mostly done to thanks to our donors. And I would like to thank Taiwan as well as our donor for developing of a number of initiatives in a number of countries. And if we look at the particular part of advisory operation of SME support operations, this is advice for small business. This is what we do, and this is our motto: to deliver effective and unique support to the management and to the owners of the companies to support their growth plans. And we have all the tools for that. We provide them with accessing know-how, which is very specific and very tailored to each company's needs. However, despite of being tailored, it is in the whole basically range of business acumen, from basic stuff of operational things on the production floors to strategic to visionary to missionary, all aspects of SME operation we cover. And of course, we are doing that to expand their operations, to create new jobs, and to potentially access finance and build strong markets. And this we are doing all thanks to, of course, our advisors and our pool of consultants in each of countries of operations and beyond. And international advisory is one of the tools we use. Basically, if we look at what international advisory is, it is bringing international knowledge and international know-how, which you as advisors, potential advisors, also represent to the countries of operations. If we look at the portfolio, it is currently at 3,000 of ongoing or completed advisory projects. We operate in, again, more than 30 countries right now, and we try to share our best industry practices through our advisors, which come across the globe. This is basically, again, to reiterate where we operate, but you've seen this slide already. And if we look at the core sectors where we operate, this is basically covers everything. We do agribusiness, we go into retail, we do healthcare, automotive, ICT, of course, creative industries, and many, many others which are not shown here, but definitely present. And as previously Rachel was saying, that we also pay special attention to our strategic priorities. We never forget about environmental impact and how we can decrease environmental impact through working with the enterprises. We look at the social aspects in integrative aspects of companies' operations. We help them to develop in the digital area of business. Of course, governance is not the least in our things which we improve. We look at the governance very thoroughly. And one of the latest developments for us is, of course, supply chain advice and financing. If we look at what we do and how we do it, you can see that we have the following operational assets. We have the program management, where dedicated staff in HQs and in each of the regional offices in each countries, which I shown before, and we also have team coordinators. And Georgi, who is present here today with me, will speak about his experience as a team coordinator. We have advisor database, where hopefully we will be seeing you applying soon. And here we have already more than 4,000 advisors present in all areas of and in all sectors of our operations. For capacity, every year we start around 150 to 200 international advisory projects. What are the projects? The projects are 18 months in length, and they cover in budget of roughly 60,000 euro for 9 or 10 or even 12 visits for each of the advisor. And of course, an important tool is business matching visits, where we take companies to visit their counterparts in other countries. And of course, we are key, as I was saying, we are keen in transparency and transition impact. That is why we do evaluations. Every project is evaluated and looked at how well we did and what things we need to improve in order to make transition even better. If we look at the project and if we delve into particular assistance, which we do, it is basically a project which lasts from 12 to 18 months and has visits every 4 to 6 weeks to the company. So advisor goes to the company, works with the company for 5-6 days, and each visit is every 4 to 6 weeks. And basically, this comes up to average of 50, sometimes to 60 consultancy days for each advisor. And of course, there is a team. The team consists of team coordinator, which coordinates the project. There is a local manager on the ground. In each of the country, we have a dedicated staff who looks after the project and helps, and the advisor if there is a need. And of course, we have advisors and specialists which go to the company to help the company in their development. And if we're talking about the clients, of course, are small and medium enterprises. And if we talk about small and medium, what is small and medium for the EBRD? This is the company from 1 million to 50 million in turnover, and for headcount is from 50 to 250 employees in some business-intensive industries, labor-intensive industries, up to 500. On average, if we look at the project and the portfolio of the client, the client is around 5 to 15 million of turnover and 100 in headcount. I will not speak right now about the business matching visit, although it's an important part, but I think we'd better concentrate on the actual examples of how we're supporting the company. And I would like to demonstrate a couple of case studies. One will be from Egypt. You will see actually a car manufacturer to whom we'll help. And another company is from Bosnia and Herzegovina. And the company deals with food manufacturing. If we introduce the first of our clients, the case studies, Autocool is an Egyptian manufacturer of air conditioning systems for vehicles. We connected them with senior advisors from the United Kingdom to help the company refine its organizational setup and to refine how they do business development processes as well as financial management. And I would like to ask my colleagues to show the first case study, please.
Autocool started in 1980. We started with the service centers. This is where we used to install air conditioning in passenger cars. And then the automotive industry started kicking in Egypt, and this is where we started to have our first factory in 10th of Ramadan. Back then we were only 24 people, now we're 250. My father always had this visionary entrepreneurial approach to the business. We've been working with the automotive industry, and this is where our operation functions have been highly developed. Thanks to both our customers and suppliers, they worked heavily on developing our shop floor, all our operational functions. Yet we had this gap between the operational functions and the support functions. Working with EBRD helped us fill this gap. I'm actually very grateful for the EBRD, for the European Union, for giving us this chance. Having David, Derek, and Lubna on board with us helped us reach our ultimate goal, which is becoming more corporate. With the help of David, we were able to have a new strategic direction, a new vision, a new mission, a new set of values. So maybe we can have a look at the reports and all the KPIs that you're suggesting for the department. Lubna gave us a lot of time and effort and energy, I have to say. She spent a lot of time with the people here, with on-hand training, management coaching. She taught us a lot about budgeting, reporting, management accounting. We had a lot to learn from her, I have to say, on the professional level and on the personal level. The project with the EBRD also reflected on the inventory. Like the warehouse here, it's all with the racks and the letters, all that. You can now see it on the system, on the ERP system. This part, we worked very hard on it with Lubna, where we developed our inventory tree in a totally different manner than what we used to have. The project changed our mindset. We're now looking at objectives, at KPIs, at targets. We're trying to have a robust reporting system that helps us make decisions. We didn't have this mentality before. We didn't have this analytical perspective on the business before. Yes, we can do it in Egypt. In a local company, yes, you can be that international, reach that international standard.
Thank you very much. And this is the next case study. It's going to be a quick one. Also, we work with manufacturer of food products in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Mlada Expak. And this is the story of the company in our joint journey through their development.
Ja sam Mladen Pratljačić, dolazim iz firme Mlada Expak d.o.o. iz Prnjavora. Firma je u porodičnom vlasništvu od osnivanja, postoji 34 godine. Osnovna djelatnost je proizvodnja prehrambenih proizvoda, između ostaloga proizvodimo kečape, začine, dodatke, raznorazne dodatke jelima, čajeve, gotove supe, tako dalje. Nakon toga smo odlučili da krenemo u digitalizaciju proizvodnje kao i svih ostalih procesa u kompaniji. Plan nam je da do kraja naredne godine sve mašine budu nove, da budu kompatibilne sa Industry 4.0 standardima, tako da ih možemo uvezati sa postojećim softverom, digitalizovati i imati što više informacija u realnom vremenu.
Thank you, and I hope these videos helped you to understand and helped you to see in actual words of the companies which we work with, how your work can impact their lives and their operations. And I hope they raise interest even more for you to work with us. And we will be pleased to see seasoned professionals, specialists in particular and industries and sectors to join our team and to work with us in regards to helping the companies across half the globe to improve their operations. If we are talking about the sector, the industries, you just can see that we look at basically every single sector in this or that way. Of course, there is a lot of agribusiness and industrial manufacturing. These are two key areas, but also we are very strong in ICT. We are very strong in textile operations and retail and FMCG and others. And if we look at what companies usually seeking for, what kind of assistance, we look at objective. Of course, one of the key and important things is export promotion, is sales and marketing, and management information systems. And I truly believe that with many of you have necessary skills to help these companies in these particular industries. What is it? What is it to be an advisor or a specialist for the project? What does it take? If we look at the requirements of our which we impose to the advisors, we split into two main areas. The senior advisor who leads the project, who takes core responsibility of the project impact. It is a professional with 10 or more years of senior management experience in particular industry, with long specialized experience in a particular business segment. It is of course sector-related experience and knowledge of SMEs and knowledge of SMEs not only in one country but in many countries and in many companies, of course. And of course, we're looking at the business management skills. Of course, we would like the person to be willing to travel to EBRD countries of operations. And of course, one of the most important things is knowledge of English. Other languages would be also beneficial. If you know French, you would be welcome in Northern Africa. If you know German, then Eastern Europe might be a good fit for you. If you know Russian, the former USSR countries will be welcoming you more than ever. And of course, we have specialists, not necessarily maybe on the senior level positions, but people who have specialized technical experience, and this is experience of 7 or more years. It can be via an employment or a consultancy. So it's not necessarily, working as an employer, but maybe as a consultant, but with technical expertise in particular area. And it would be approved if these assignments are at the C level, helping the key executives to improve the company, or at middle management with technical expertise to help the company in operations or sales and other things. And of course, we also, with specialists, we also look at multi-country and multi-company experience and experience with working with small and medium enterprises, knowledge of English and other languages as well. Where does it all start? It all starts with the advisor database registration. As a follow-up email, we will share with you the link, but also you can see it on the screen here. You can visit ebrd.com know-how advisors page. Look at it. There is additional information. There is frequently asked questions there. So if you happen to have an interest there, and you can visit the page, look at it, read more in detail what this entails, and then of course you can reach to our coordinator at advisor@ebrd.com if you have any further questions. If we talk about the actual registration process, this is how it goes. First of all, you go to the page, you register there, and then our advisor relations team will review your application and ask potential questions. Then our team will be happy to conduct an interview with you, talk to you about your experience, and see how your experience best fit for our companies and for our clients. Once you pass successfully the interview, you will be included into our EBRD advisor database, and you will start receiving notifications to the projects. Also, we encourage you to join our LinkedIn group, where you will also see advertisements and inquiries about participating in a particular project. And then about the project engagement. It is crucial for advisors to stay alert and to look at these project inquiries. It is crucial for us to see your interest as well. So it's two-way street. We reach to you to talk about your experience and to maybe invite you into the project, but it is also important for you to be aware of our inquiries and to respond to these inquiries. Of course, after that, once you are selected for a particular project, you will be shortlisted for interviews, and it is the company and us conducting a joint interview, and then it is a company to decide and company management to decide who suits best for this particular project with them. And then, of course, we will go to the contracting, and we will be contracting you or on individual basis or through the company at your will. This is brief and short on how we work, and I do believe that you will have questions, and I'm happy to answer them in our Q&A session after my colleague Georgi showcasing his experience of working with the advisors. I will conclude now and will pass the floor to Georgi, who will speak on behalf of our team coordinators.
Thank you, Mr. Gablin, for the informative overview. So we will also have our team coordinator, Mr. Gorgey Konstantin from FMCG sector, the advice for small businesses, to share his team coordinator experiences. So Mr. Gorgey, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. First of all, good afternoon to all our guests in Taipei. I would like to thank to EBRD for this opportunity and to its partners in Taiwan to discuss and to share with you part of my experience working as a team coordinator with European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Thank you, Azim, for the introduction. In terms of my professional background, I have been involved working with several multinational companies for more than 25 years. And as of 2015, I have been selected by EBRD to join the ASB program as a team coordinator. As mentioned in earliest Azim introduction of the program, I think now you are aware that EBRD is conducting the ASB program for small and medium enterprises in more than 30 countries of operation. Over the past 7 years, 8 years, since I'm working with EBRD, I had the chance to be involved in such projects in most of the countries of operation, all the way from Mongolia to North Africa. Currently, I am involved as a team coordinator in a number of projects which do cover the sector of fast-moving consumer goods, from production of non-food products like personal care and household care, to companies, to projects with companies in the food industry, like pasta production. So my background is actually in sales and marketing and general management, and this allows me to participate in these projects from the onset. And I will explain briefly what a team coordinator basically does. So basically, the local advisory team, which is extremely important in this process, is actually responsible to identify and to select the potential companies which will be, let's say, invited to join the program, and companies that will be offered the advisory, let's say, support. Following the pre-screening process, which is conducted by our colleagues in the countries of operation, as a team coordinator, I start to be involved by being invited to have, let's say, a number of discussions with the management of the company. These discussions will basically take place online at the beginning. But as part of the project, one of the key steps is actually for the team coordinator to conduct what the program defines as being a screening visit. So this screening visit and the role of the TC in this process is actually to establish what are the potential priorities for the company and to design at high level in terms of details to design the main objectives of the project. As it was mentioned by Azim, a project usually duration is about 18 months. So starting with the screening process, the team coordinator is basically designing the objectives and designing, most important, through a number of questions in a specific questionnaire, which is conducted together with the management of the company. The team coordinator is setting also the advisory needs. By advisory needs, this is an important tool which basically feed into the next step, which is the selection of the advisors for the project. The first step, following to the screening and to the rollout of the advisory assessment, is to define the competencies, the experience, and basically the competencies that the advisor should basically display in order to be able to deliver on the objectives that have been discussed with the company. So the first step for the team coordinator is to issue an announcement, a posting, usually is done through LinkedIn on the specific EBRD, let's say, group of advisors. By this posting, the project is mentioned in terms of basic advisory needs and the key objectives. The purpose of this announcement is to create, first of all, to advertise internally within the group of advisors the opportunity for a new project, to briefly present the company without mentioning specifically the name of the company, and to obtain basically a number of applications. So as a result of this announcement, advisors which do have the experience, the required experience, and advisors that believe they have basically the necessary expertise to offer in the project, they will apply. These applications are received online by the respective departments in HQ and also by the team coordinator or the responsible, let's say, person for this particular project. As a result of this application, the team coordinator is conducting a review of all the CVs that have been received. By application, I mean that advisor will send their resume, their CVs, and also they will send a cover letter. Basically, the first step is actually to go through these CVs, through these applications, and to select a first step of selection, those advisors, those CVs which are, let's say, matching the requirements of the project and the expectations of the company, of the enterprise which is subject of the program. After the first selection is done, the TC is basically able to organize a series of interviews, preliminary interviews, with a short list of advisors. The short list is basically comprising a minimum of 3 potential advisors that can join, let's say, the selection process. Having these preliminary interviews helps the team coordinator to complete the proposal for potential advisors to the company. In the process of selection, the company plays an important role. As I mentioned, there is a screening process at the beginning of the project, and this step helps the team coordinator to establish the advisory needs and also the objectives, the preliminary objectives of the project, together with the company. Then, having in mind the short list of advisors, which has been already selected by the team coordinator, this list of advisors, short list of advisor, is proposed, it's submitted to the company management. The purpose of this step is actually to have, for the company to offer the opportunity to go through the experience, to the CVs of each of the advisor, and as a follow-up, to have the interviews. The team coordinator is actually the person to organize interviews, online interviews between the shortlisted advisors and the management of the company, management of the enterprise, which is part of the project. These interviews are usually set up, as I mentioned, online. They last about 1 hour, and they are a very good platform to allow the company management to meet online, meet the potential advisors, present the company, present the purpose of, let's say, of their engagement with EBRD in the project, and to discuss, based on the experience of the advisors, how and what the advisor can do in terms of, let's say, participating in the project, if the advisor will be selected as part of the, let's say, project team. It's a normal question and answer session. Usually, this is a very good opportunity for the advisor to go through his personal experience, through his background, and to try to answer to the questions coming from the company management regarding the way the advisor can help within this project. What is important to mention is the fact that each advisor, obviously, it has a wealth of experience. The most important aspect is to understand what will be the best way to help the company in terms of advisory process. What does it mean? Azim has explained earlier, the project implies direct let's say, visit of the advisor over the duration of the project. Anything between 8 to 10 visits will be conducted on site. Each visit is about 4 days, which basically assume that advisor will be face to face with the company management, will have the possibility to interact directly with the members of the management team, and will be able basically to convey, to share his knowledge regarding the specific objective of the project, which has been basically agreed. These objectives of the project can cover a number of areas, either strategic, like already, let's say, shared, or functional. So the company will be able, during this 1 hour interview, to raise questions about their needs. The advisor will be able to answer using examples from his, let's say, professional experience. The outcome of these interviews allows the company to make a decision. So after the interviews are held, what is basically happening, the management of the company is expected to make a decision and to communicate to the team coordinator and to EBRD who is the advisor that they would like to work with in this project. As a result of this selection process, the advisor which has been selected will be formally announced by EBRD that he is selected as a senior industry advisor for the project, and the contracting process actually will take its course. Following to this selection process, obviously, the other advisors basically will be also announced that they will not be part of this particular project, but they are more than welcome actually to apply for any other new project which is going to be available through, let's say, to the LinkedIn database or the announcement received by email. In the project, basically, the advisor will conduct these visits, on-site visits, but also will have the opportunity to cooperate with the company and to support the company via remote sessions. So usually the way of working is actually a hybrid one. The team coordinator role after the selection of the advisor is basically to ensure a proper project management. The TC, the team coordinator, is not involved directly in the work of the advisor. It will rather have, let's say, a project management coordination role and also an admin role. There is one part of the advisor, let's say, activity, which is related to reporting and also to the administration part, that the team coordinator is making sure that basically is going smoothly. Also, the team coordinator is actually the interface between the advisor, the company, and with EBRD. They work together, team coordinator and the team of advisors, for the entire duration of the project. So basically, this is in a nutshell the activity that the team coordinator is performing on behalf of EBRD, ensuring, as I mentioned, the coordination of the available assets. So coordination between EBRD, local advisory team, the team of advisors, and the client. The goal of, let's say, this coordination is actually to ensure that the project at the end of the, let's say, activity is performed according to EBRD standards, reporting is done according to EBRD standards, and of course, there is a successful contribution of all the advisors to the company in terms of project, in terms of enhancing the company, let's say, performance. This is what ultimately the goal is. We basically, as a team, have an unwritten, let's say, objective to make sure that the company will actually benefit in full from the experience of advisors, and this experience is translated into positive, let's say, business performance.
I've gained a lot of insights from your what you have shared. So let's jump into the Q&A session right now. So let's see if we have some questions from on-site audiences. If you have a question, you can just raise your hand and we'll pass along the microphone to you. Any questions? Yes, please.
I have a question. Since you registered as a proven consultant for EBRD, is it the long term or they have some years for the renewed program. I just want to know about that. Thank you. Thank you for your question. Maybe Azim or Dwarake would like to take this question, please.
Yes, thank you very much for the question. The advisor can stay in the database indefinitely. However, every 3 or 4 years, we run a, let's say, we reach to advisors to see whether they still are interested to be in the database and whether they still are interested in working with the SMEs. Because in some cases, people then reach out to us and say, no, I am not interested anymore because I am retired or anything else. But in general, you can stay as long in the database as long as you want.
Thank you very much. Any other questions for us? Yes, microphone, please.
I just want to verify the both Lincoln and your EBRD know-how group. I tried to access both for my cell phone, and both are not accessible. So I just want to verify if that's just my iPhone's problem or there's something spelling on the link.
We will definitely look into it. Thank you very much for bringing this to our attention. We will definitely look at the links provided in the presentation. We will double check if they are okay. And if they are not, then we'll apologize, and then we will send an update to all of the registered participants with the correct links.
Any other questions? Yes, microphone, please.
Is this advisor recruitment open for whole years or just one batch like now?
You are free to apply anytime you would like.
Okay, anytime.
They are basically anytime, yes.
It's ongoing process. Okay, thank you.
It's a constantly ongoing process,
Okay,
yes.
Thanks a lot.
Microphone, please.
Hi, I have a question regarding this consulting program. I would like to know the healthcare sector, is it also included in your program? Like, for example, medical devices and healthcare products in general?
Yes, so we divide healthcare into segments. First is hospitals and clinics, private, and then manufacturing. Both are included. Medical devices, parapharma, pure pharmaceutical also is included and is very popular.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all the questions, and thank you, Azim and Gorge, for joining the Q&A session. Due to the time constraint, we will jump into the second session. Thank you very much for your time. So for the second session, we have Mr. George Jiang, the former sales director, Kraft Heinz Taiwan, to share his advisory experience. Mr. Jiang, the floor is yours.
各位长官、各位先进，以及各位在线上、线下的资深顾问们，大家好，我是 George 江，很高兴在这里与您分享过去与 EBRD 合作的一些辅导案例。首先跟各位分享的案例是蒙古共和国的案例。蒙古共和国是一个内陆国，北边有俄罗斯，南边有中国，人口大概400多万，主要的商业活动大部分都集中在首都乌兰巴托。蒙古这个专案客户是一个非常具有规模的进口代理商，专门进口国际间的知名消费品，例如百事集团的 Frito-Lay 洋芋片、Doritos 玉米片，联合利华的立式香皂、多芬洗发精， GSK 的佳护牙膏和舒酸定牙膏，同时也进口一些妮维雅 曼陀珠等欧洲的商品。这个专案从2019年开始，预计1年时间完成，但是由于疫情的关系，延长到2022年。在这个专案的主要的范畴有4个方向：财务、运营、业务与行销，以及组织与管理。在每一个范畴之下，分别与客户设定了许多的目标，总共9个目标，大部分都集中在业务与行销方面。第2个案例和各位分享的是巴勒斯坦这个案例。这个客户位在约旦河西岸，大约在耶路撒冷的北面50公里。客户主要是生产非常高档的橄榄油和有机橄榄油、椰枣，还有其他中东的香料等。客户希望把产品外销到欧盟、英国、爱尔兰以及远东地区。因此这个专案总共有3个顾问负责，一个负责欧盟的市场，一个负责英国、爱尔兰，我是负责远东的市场。这个专案主要的范畴在2个方面。第一个是希望能够改善既有市场的生意绩效。客户已经将他的产品卖到远东地区的马来西亚、印尼等穆斯林国家，但是希望能够在既有的市场里面能够改善它的营运绩效。另外一个更重要的是，客户希望能够开拓新的市场，例如日本和中国大陆，因此也订定了将近10个的目标需要完成。专案的成果，蒙古共和国的专案成果，在有限的时间之内完成了所有的目标，其中在预期账款的回收和库存天数的管理上有显著的进步。另外，在业务行销领域也规划了一些流程和架构，客户照此逐渐建立良好的典范。在巴勒斯坦这个成果里面，由于客户优先专注在欧盟的市场，再加上当时中国大陆由于疫情的关系无法入境去做市场的调查，因此最后改为台湾市场的调研，然后规划了进入市场的策略，还有推荐一些台湾有潜力的代理商给客户。从这2个专案的执行里面，我个人有一些心得和观察，愿意和在座的各位分享。第一个，台湾顾问的竞争力和欧美相较是否具有优势？在这里我借用《今周刊》3年前访问台湾欧银所做的报道。当时台湾欧银也邀请我接受记者的采访，记者问我，就将 你作为台湾的顾问，请问你认为台湾的顾问竞争力和欧美的顾问相比较，是否具有优势？我的回答是，台湾在半导体电子产业在世界上具有举足轻重的地位，因此我认为台湾的顾问在这个领域里面绝不会输给欧美的顾问。另外，在消费品和零售通路这个领域里面，我个人也认为台湾顾问的竞争力也不一定会输给欧美的顾问，其原因有2点。第一，台湾通路的完整性，在台湾各种通路的业态，有大型的量贩店、中型的超市、小型的便利商店，还有线上虚拟的电子商务，另外还有 shopping mall， 以及品类的杀手，例如 IKEA、B&Q、Yellow Hay， 这些通路的完整性在别的国家的市场里面不一定像台湾这样。所以我认为第一点，台湾的通路具有完整性。第二点，既然通路具有完整性，每一个通路业态里面它的竞争性是非常的激烈，没有一个客户能够主宰任何一个单一的零售通路业态。在这样激烈的环境竞争之下，我认为台湾的顾问在消费品与零售业这个行业里面绝对有很多实战的经验可以跟客户的分享。所以我的观察，第一个是台湾顾问的竞争性与欧美相较，我们仍然具有优势。第二个，既然台湾的顾问居然具有这么样的优势，台湾的顾问应该充分利用 EBRD 这个国际的平台，来分享自己的专业知识、经验和技能，来辅导、协助客户改善生产和运营的效率，来扩大客户的生意绩效，以及协助客户培养优秀有潜力的年轻人才。所以我的观察是，台湾的顾问可以利用 EBRD 这个国际平台来分享自己的知识、经验和技巧，可以充分利用这个平台。以上是我今天和各位所分享的一些内容，谢谢各位。
Thank you, Mr. Zhang, for your informative presentation. Thank you very much. So now we would like to invite Mr. Edward Lian, Marketing and Sales Department Vice President from CMO Sensor, to share his advisory insights and experiences. Mr. Lian, please.
各位长官、各位业界先进，大家好。我就是刚从大陆出差回来，就是从战场上回来的。我跟大家分享就是我们在白俄罗斯的专案里面，我的一些粗浅的经验。那里面就是有我们团队的介绍、申请阶段、执行阶段，然后结案，还有后续的故事。那一开始是就是 EBRD 这个计划，然后希望有一个公司希望能够开发跟亚洲的市场跟一些marketing 的 service。那我们这个部分比较特别，就是 我们是一个 team。那这个 team 里面当然有EBRD 的 leader， 那还有一个就是我的 partner， 就是王坤慈博士，那他是负责 PM。其实事实上他对 EBRD 的这些 project 是比较熟的。那我们有出去几次啊，那其实他跟客户跟 EBRD 的沟通做得非常好，因为这里面有三方嘛，一个是我们 team 自己的工作，那跟客户的协调，跟 EBRD 的 project 的沟通，因为他也有很多希望我们办理的事项。那我扮演的是一个 specialist 的角色，我大概去2次。那我的专长是GPS 跟无线通讯啊，因为我一直都是在科技业。那这是我大概的经历啦。我前面20年大概在中科院做各种专案，然后所以我有还有一些军民通用的经验。那另外就是我做过 incubator 的经理，那也在 VC 工作过。那后面大概都在产业界的 IC， 然后之后也做过一些卫星的东西。那主要是一开始申请阶段，就是我们就是开始组成团队嘛，那个人就很多 CV 他要撰写，然后客户要出一些 budget， 那这个部分里面个人 CV 的撰写里面就是你的学经历嘛，那还有一些语言的专长，然后后面会有一个就是客户的需求那这里面的客户的需求里面包括就是说他其实前面的前辈已经讲了很多了，大概就是市场的部分，然后他希望产品的改进，然后 marketing 的 position 啊，怎么改进他的那些对方因为是一个 IC 公司，他就是想要改进他的 chipset 跟 module， 还有一些策略投资人等等。那主要我们跟 EBRD 签约里面，它会有一些部分就是告诉我们会有个 contract number， 然后顾问的职责是什么，时间还有付款条件，那要交 report， 然后有一个最大合约金额，那还有一些通知要求啦，那时程。那计划执行阶段，其实基本上来讲是大部分都是在家工作，然后那个 EBRD 的管理平台是一个网络平台，所以你很多东西都是要跟网络打交道。然后出差前，第一个当然是出差前的准备了。出差前的准备就是平常在家办公，那你要先自己自费收集情报啦，然后只有在出差的时候才能报支这个的费用。那当然你去之前要对客户的背景有所了解就是还有最重要的是客户有的需求，他的 status 跟 requirement 这个部分我们也要先做准备。那当然你去到一个陌生的国家它有很多是行前的准备啊，订机票啊，旅馆等等，出入海关那令我印象最深刻的是那个去白俄罗斯，那出入海关是一个很大的问题，因为我们跟很多中国人进去，我们跟中国人长得是一样的，但是他拿的护照是一个猪肝色的，我们是绿色的。然后我记得我每次去都被他查了很久，然后反复用那个光学仪器比对，最后还要去请示长官，我都很怕被扣在那里，那个进退两难。所以虽然他们这个白俄罗斯有很多美女，但是那时候都没有心情欣赏。然后那当然拜访客户之后，他会开始沟通啊，自我介绍啊，你就深入了解产品。那接下来是出差后的工作，就要开始说执行，就是很多的商机媒合啦、联系等等。那客户产业背景了解，因为我们这个公司是它是跟 GPS 有关。那其实全世界它有四大系统 GNSS，GPS 只是美国部分，那俄罗斯的叫这种。他们叫那个GLONASS， 那中国也有北斗，欧盟有 Galileo。那这个部分的话事实上这是他们的一个优势的，因为我们台湾只熟悉 GPS， 但是他们是几种系统可以整合，然后他们跟中国的关系也很良好，然后当然跟俄罗斯更不用说了，所以他们有一些niche。那这个案子获得长官重视，原因也是因为这是一个比较难得的科技的案子。那这是白俄罗斯的部分。那其实很可惜，就是说 右下角有一个叫 Ubras 的公司，大家都很有名。那在 GPS 产业界也算是一个revenue 很高的公司。那其实他们两个公司是差不多时间成立。那这个也是我们台湾的优势，就是说，他们是一个社会主义国家，刚刚步入资本主义，还不是很熟悉资本主义的模式。那所以他们很多 IP 就像阁楼上的林布兰名画一样，就挂着，因为他们做了很多科技专案，其实跟早期的中科院很像，因为他们的需求并不是商业化赚钱。那如果说他们有机会享受这个资本主义的一些 model， 然后一些想法，那事实上他们是很有潜力的。那一看到他跟我的介绍就非常熟悉啦，因为这就是我以前在中科院做的东西，所以第一个就是说他这样的话看起来就是他有military 的市场，但这个部分是比较敏感的。另外一个是怎么样把它变成 consumer 的产品，那这个生产量就很大了，它就不是一年只做几个，所以这个需要一些居民通用的经验。那刚好我在中科院育成中心有做了6年。那当然结案报告里面就是一定要结案报告交上去，被批准之后经费才会入账，所以你这个结案报告要执行的很所以我刚刚那个 requirement 就很重要哦。然后出差单据捷报，事实上对我们来讲都不是那么熟悉啊。然后你还要签名啊，反正很多细节啊。那我碰到这个事情就是有一个意外的插曲啊，因为我跟刚刚前辈一样，不过我比较幸运一点啊，因为我们那个 PM 忽然那个灵感来了，他觉得要早点去，所以我们就早点去。去了之后，刚好我们回来的时候就碰到 COVID-19， 所以我们就赶在 COVID-19 前结案。但是后续有很多事情就没办法做了，因为 COVID-19 大家都关在那个国内。因为我没有什么事做，我同学他要写书叫《创业与创新管理》，那他就问我会写什么，我说我擅长的光电跟无线通讯，他说这个题目人家写了，那就分给我一个叫地方创生啊，现在的赖副总统那时候是行政院长，正在推那个，所以我就写了地方创生，那我就把白俄罗斯的经历也写进去了啊，因为我出去到那个城市，发现这里面的人好像这国家不是很有钱啊，可是人民还是生活的还不错哦，到处城市都有灯光，所以我就特别拍了一些照片，那就把它写进我的书里面。那后来就是这几年沉淀下来，我来想想，如果你有很多的经验，然后想贡献社会，又不是那么介意金钱的收入，那其实我太太又给我一个建议，叫我去当 YouTuber 哦。那所以你一边当专业顾问，一边当 YouTuber， 未尝不是一个人生美好的规划。那当然我讲的是曲折的历程啊，就是我们前面碰到 COVID-19， 那我们的区域又比较那个坎坷一点，接下来想要开始大涨起股的时候，又碰到乌俄战争，然后接下来乌俄战争就有很多限制啊，因为那个白俄罗斯它是跟俄罗斯一起的，就被限制下线啊等等。然后有一些人又跑到了前面刚刚有一张图，有些人跑到了那个维尔纽斯，就是立陶宛去。那立陶宛又跟台湾交好了，所以这个是国际情势变化万端。所以基本上来讲，就是简单来讲说，台湾仍然是欧银的客户进军亚洲的好伙伴。所以我们会选择就是帮他们挑好一个什么东西进什么市场。那当然就最后虽然计划结束了，那这个友谊仍然延续，所以他们可能有个人有私交啊，或是公司有什么需求，如果请我们协助，我们也会继续的帮忙。哦，那这是我一点简单的经验啊，想跟各位分享。谢谢大家。
Thank you, Mr. Lian, for the informative presentation. So let's move on to the third presenter,
The third presenter is Dr. Kunchi Wang, the Vice President from E Solutions. We will ask him to share his advisory project experiences, please.
大家好，欢迎来参加今天的招募说明会。刚刚我们连先生简介的那个 PM 就是我，所以过去几年从13年开始跟 EBRD 合作。然后陆续参与了很多专案计划，也走了很多国家。那这些国家呢，我后来回来想，是自己不会花钱去观光旅游的地方。所以这个也算是对个人的职场的经验，或者是生活的广度，或者生活的体验，有了一个很好的一个新的视野跟机会。那我补充一下刚刚那个第二个案例的后续。那没有刚连先生的部分那么精彩。我的专业是 IC 半导体，我很多同学都在有名的 IC 设计公司服务。我们这个年纪的其实职位都还不低，所以我带着这位客户，因为这个客户他虽然是做卫星定位的技术跟产品，但它的核心是晶片设计，所以我带着他们这个新业务新市场开发的副总去新竹科学园区朝圣了1周，回来之后他对我非常的崇拜，不是我厉害，是同学厉害。那我想今天刚刚2位前辈都介绍了不同的面向，那我做一个从专业执行的角度来跟大家分享一下我这边这个另外一个案子的一个执行的经验。这个案子是埃及，那金字塔，因为这个案子进去了，然后走着走着就发现自己有幽闭恐惧症是吧？应该是这个专业名词，走不到尽头，不能呼吸，赶快出来。所以就多了一次认识自己的机会，因为以前从来没想过，在那么小的空间里面，人是会恐慌的。恐慌呢，会出汗，会无法呼吸，然后会感觉要窒息，可是没有人掐着我脖子，非常奇怪的一个体验。好，那今天我们看一下这个案例。这个案子是我们在2018年12月签的约，那主要执行的期间是19年到20年，所以呢也是在后期碰到的 COVID-19。案主是在开罗，他们是一家手机的行销公司，那他们的行销模式其实是代理销售中国品牌的手机。那这个中国品牌，我想我们就不要讲它的名字了哈。他们在开罗的经济特区里面有一个发货中心，那他们在埃及当地有5家的代理商，然后代理商的工作就是我们传统的那个批发商角色，就是去他们的发货中心批货，然后把它送到手机店，就是一个很传统的行销模式。那我们的委托人在这5家里面是冠军，他是里面业绩最好的，也就是因为他业绩最好，就觉得看到了头，这个行业就这样子了，怎么办？好，那为了要维持公司的一个持续成长，他觉得应该要有所改变，要有所转变，要有些新的想法或者新的商务模式。所以呢，他就提出了一些就是提出一些新的方向。那有人就会感觉很奇怪，这4个方向完全不搭嘎，为什么他会提出4个方向？那原因其实综合起来的话，就是这位委托人执行长，他的名字叫摩难，那有点像柯南的感觉哈，也是一个很聪明的小孩。年纪不小，但是很聪明。然后他是根据于自己的应该是商业的一个直觉，还有当初的一些 氛围，然后就是做了以下这个挑选。那这里面有PV 就是太阳能光电，然后e-commerce 的电商哈，然后还有这个茶饮店，还有那个电动的机车。好，那我们做了什么事呢？就是说在这些领域里面，我们来辅导这些来辅导业主，主要的是要提供一些经验跟一些我们的看法，还有一些把它汇整成计划，然后形成一个可执行的方案。那一开始是根据客户本身的想法，他的要求，还有他公司的情况，或者是周边的一些环境的一些客观的条件，我们综合起来之后，那再去做一些初步的规划，然后再参照一下行业的一个状况，做一些 benchmark。那把这些梳理完之后呢，会整成一个工作计划。那客户的主要要求是能够帮他拓展新的业务模式。那对于刚刚4个领域，他又是完全是新手，所以他很需要的是生意上的伙伴，就是说可以引进一些策略性的伙伴，然后可以共同来发展事业。好，所以我们会选定一些就是 potential 的 partner 然后制定一些参访的计划，然后去拜访这些客户做一个学习之旅。那回来之后呢，再把原来的计划重新做一些调整跟consolidation， 就是把它再把它固化一些然后再与客户做讨论，然后汲取其中比较可执行的部分，形成一个执行计划。那有了执行计划之后呢，就请客户可以去评估展开相关的一些工作。这是我们的一个工作流程。然后呢，我们在太阳能领域因为我以前在台湾跟大陆都参与过太阳能公司的一个开办，然后在大陆曾经参与所谓的一条龙的公司。大陆很流行一条龙公司，就是从头做到尾。他们的口号就是要做大做强。台湾的口号，台湾的商务模式比较选择专精。我们把一件事做精了，就是变成就是 board leader。比如说我以前在IC 半导体，不过我们那家公司比较没有名气，叫联华电子，隔壁的台积电比较厉害。那我97年入行的时候，2家公司是肩并肩，然后我08年离开的时候，联电还是一步之遥。今天呢是天差地远。我后来检讨之后发现，跟我离开可能有点关系。我不要开玩笑哈。那所以我在这个领域有很多好朋友，或者一些学长学弟，甚至有些徒弟。那我就带着这位委托人跟他的团队，就到处逛公司，去拜访、去参访、去学习之旅，从生产制造到应用到产品。好，逛了一圈回来之后，有了很多的心得。e-commerce 是这样，就是说他们想做电商，主要原因是刚讲它是一个批发商，所以它有很好的一个销售跟物流团队。它总共这个销售跟物流团队有250多名员工，有50台车，每天在路上跑。那我在想，就是说你在路上跑，只是帮一家公司服务，有点可惜。我们如果做电商，把供应端跟需求端都扩张，你的团队同样的服务模式可以服务更多的人。好，所以根据这样的一个思维，我们就做了一连串的分析，然后也拜访了一些业界的朋友，然后最后给他汇整出一个商务模式。然后我想我们就不往这个细节去看。好，那第3个是茶饮店。那为什么有茶饮店这个项目呢？是因为 埃及人喝茶，而且埃及人喝红茶，而且埃及人喝的红茶很甜。哦，这个很特别的经验。那后来，这位委托人呢，有来过台湾，也是应 EBRD 的邀请，或者是TITRA 的邀请，他有来参加好几次的这个商会，然后到处去探访美食，就他发现台湾有一个饮料他很喜欢，就是珍珠奶茶。好，因为它是红茶，而且很甜，还有一颗一颗怪怪的东西，吃起来挺美味，所以他很想把珍珠奶茶就是导引到开罗去。那就根据这样的一个需求，我们就对国内很多连锁饮品店做一些展开。那后来就是最后发现这一家公司相当的不错，因为它有很专业的团队，有这个全球行销的体系，然后又有就是很好的那个 SOP 管理，那有很好的 training 跟 support program， 还有一些 marketing resource， 那最后还有一个很大的云端后台。所以诸如种种的这个元素，我觉得它应该会跟我们的委托人会很合拍，所以我们就推荐了跟这家公司来合作。那第4个方案呢，这个领域我们就比较不行了。那有人可能不服气，我们有 Gogoro 很不错，只是很贵。那埃及的平均所得其实基本上一般的普通员工大概1个月可能300-400块美元，所以 Gogoro 对他们来讲可能是太高价的选项，所以我们找了蛮多中国供应商。那你可以看这个价格就是 X-Word 的价格380美元，就1万出头啊。那这个对他们来讲可能是比较 affordable 的一个选项。好，那经过了这么一轮这么多的参访，这么多的这个分析，这么多的工作之后，那客户怎么选？因为怎么选有主客观条件。那当年的话，就是我们就碰到这个大 event， 就是 COVID-19 的 lockdown。那这个我想对很多人的生活，对很多公司的决策都起了很大的一些影响跟冲击。好，那结论下来就是我们的客户就选一个可能对他们讲最容易上手的，就是把原来的这个distribution 的这种 business model 再加上 e-commerce， 那就是在多一个电商平台来卖原来的手机，再加上新的产品。那再加上就是说它导入一些新的一些那个配件，手机配件方面的产品到开罗去做组装。那有2个目的，一个是就是半成品散件的进口，在开罗是零税，那成品的进口可能要到30%的税率，所以这个有很大的一个诱因。再者就是说，在特别开发区经济开发区里面设厂也有很好的优惠。我想这个就是过去大概30-40年前台湾崛起的一种模式。那这个大陆也是套用这种模式，所以我觉得他们应该走到一个正确的道路上。那再来是看，那到底我们的辅导有没有起作用？那我姓王，所以要老王卖个瓜。那有没有作用？我们看一下，18年进场，然后20年退场。那今年23年，我们看它营业的估算的预测，18年到23年的话，它的营收成长34倍，然后税后纯利的成长7倍，这都很吓人。那是一个开发中国家，充满了机会，但是呢，有一个很大的隐忧，我们看红线怎么一路往下滑，那毛利率守不住，因为电商的关系，就是取量了，利润有限，但是老板很高兴啊，所以上头呢这个 bright side 很亮眼 34倍营业额，7倍的这个纯利，底下这 dark side 这个黑暗面，基本上毛利率掉这么多，再掉下去就零利润了，怎么办？所以他需要一个新的机会，所以他又想到了5年前我们这个 program 很成功，他又要来找欧银了。好，他要找欧银，那为什么要找欧银？因为看到了一个机会，什么机会呢？欧盟的绿氢政策，欧盟有一个2050年的净零计划，其实这不是欧盟，也是全球性的，台湾也有在推。如果大家有关系到能源局的一些法案、一些法规的话，也有可能会看到这些消息。2050年净零的意思是在2050年之后就不要有碳排放，容不容易？非常难。好，有没有方法？也是有。那绿氢就是一个很重要的一个技术路线。绿氢是一个封闭循环的一个能源体系，它只牵涉到风、光、水。就是大自然，阳光、空气、水，就这3个元素，没有别的了。我们可以从水来电解的，太阳跟风可以发电，电来电解水，水产生氢，氢再作为燃料再去发电，就变成是一个闭循环、封闭循环。然后在过程中没有碳的事情，只有阳光、空气、水。好，所以这是一个就是绿能的一个很好的路线。那2050年是净零远大目标。那近期的话，2030年，欧盟定下一个目标，就是1年要使用2000万吨的绿氢，其中1000万吨是在欧盟的欧盟区域内生产，另外1000万吨是进口。鼻子长的人已经开始动作了，这是一家西班牙公司。那么他们已经开始在建立绿氢的一个生产，那用投资1.5亿欧元，然后太阳光电的发电效率是100 megawatt，那估计1年可以生产3000吨，那刚刚讲的2030年目标是1000万吨在欧盟境内生产，那这是境内生产3000对1000万3/1000，所以还有99.7%的额度。那欧银在埃及呢，是一个 leading partner for renewable energy， 在绿能方面，它是一个已经是领先的一个合作伙伴。那欧银也对于这个埃及第一个绿氢计划，也提供了一些财务上的支持。什么样支持呢？就是提供了8000万元的一个过桥资金。那刚刚提到西班牙的话是1.5个亿，150个 million， 那这里是80个 million 的一个 loan， 所以在埃及做投资，这个规模是差不多大的，它也是100 megawatt 的一个电容量，所以在埃及投资相对可能还是便宜一些。那我们欧银已经在这边已经插旗子了，好，所以我们这个委托人呢，刚刚我有讲到，一开始他是想做太阳能，后来客观因素他并没有选，5年之后他又重新在绿能看到了机会，所以希望在就由欧银的这个顾问的这个 program， 可能我们在这个绿氢这个领域再创造一个共赢的机会。好，谢谢以上今天的分享。
So we will now move on to the second Q&A session, and we encourage you to ask questions and interact with our esteemed speakers. So we'd like to see if we have any questions on site. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we will pass the microphone to you. Question? Microphone, please.
非常感谢刚刚几位顾问分享实际经验，但是从这3个中间，我们大概可以看到2个方向。第一个好像是单独一个，后面这个是 team， 是不是可以请他们进一步说明这2个的分野是欧银决定，还是你们去应征的时候决定？谢谢。
是我们可能是比较聚焦在说这个内容的分享。那以执行的方法，其实刚那个远端的长官有讲到了哈，就说欧银这个顾问的聘请，它有一个流程嘛，先有案子才会有才会从人才库里面去收 potential 的 candidate 出来，然后如果 candidate 也有兴趣，你再来 interview， 然后他再决定人嘛哈。那在执行的时候，其实是一个团队啦。那个埃及这个案子，其实我那时候是有个 team coordinator， 那就是刚刚那个我们连先生讲那个钟博士，他是欧银的员工，他以前是神通集团的资深副总退休，那他是 team coordinator， 他是supervise， 那事实上我是 PM， 就是整个案子是我在执行，那我没有提到他是因为。我就是分享这些点点滴滴啦哈，那我也就没有去把他那个工作拿出来讲，是这样子，所以我想，我刚刚有提到说我们分享是不同的角度啦，那如果是要看这个应聘啊，或者是怎么决定人选，就是远端长官的为准，那我这边大概就只是比较聚焦在这个执行的过程，大概是这样，谢谢。
谢谢您的问题很好。至于这个 project 是由一个 advisor 来负责，还是一加体？在一开始的时候，这个 team coordinator 就会跟这个 client 认为你现在这个 project scope 到底是复杂性和它的规模怎么样。如果大家认为说可能只需要一个 advisor， 像蒙古，他当时选择我们只要一个 advisor 就可以。但是当你接的另外一个案例，这个 project 就是巴勒斯坦，因为它的这个 scope 比较大，他要把产品卖到欧盟，卖到英国、爱尔兰还有远东地区。那一个这个 advisor 可能没有办法去 cover 这么多的这个市场，所以他当时就讲说，我们需要有3个 advisor， 但是这个头衔可能略有不一样，总要这3个里面总要有一个人挂 Senior International Advisor， 那其他人可能就是挂，刚刚他们对那个英国总部有介绍，就是 Specialist。像我蒙古的案例，最后做到快结束的时候，这客户突然说，我想盖一个新的这个 warehouse distribution center， 因为我想扩大我的这个运营的能力。这里面就牵涉到你的 layout 怎么去 design。好，这个时候就加入一个意大利的 specialist， 我跟这个意大利的 specialist 就合作，然后我还是主控这个 project 作为一个 senior advisor。只是他那个部分比较 technical， 因为你要去帮他画图，然后还要帮他去评估所有的 SKU， 还有站板，还有它的这个高度是多少。所以回答您的问题是说，这个 project 到底是一个人单独做，还是有一个人以上做？我相信在 EBRD 在 team coordinator 跟 client 在最初讨论的时候，他们就会有。但是中间如果有新的 expectation 出来的时候，那么他们可能就会增加人手，因为这牵涉到预算。他原来有一定的 budget， 如果你增加多了，是不是要更多的 budget？ 他要先去申请等等。这是我给您的补充，谢谢。
Gentlemen, could you please ask that question again, because Azin is online with us, and I'm sure that he can answer your questions as well. So, yeah, ask again, please, because Azin is with us. So, could you please ask that question in English again? Thank you very much.
The question that just came up is how EBRC initiate the advice program, and how to decide the size of the advice team, whether it be a single advisor or a group of teams, and how to organize the team member if that is the scale of team.
Thank you. Azin?
Yes, thank you for the question. I'm not sure whether previous speakers have already answered it or not, but I will try to answer from the EBRD standpoint. First of all, when we go to the company, we look at their needs, and then the team coordinator or local manager, whoever runs the project, they decide on the scope and they decide on the team. And additionally, if during the project we see that we need additional team member, during the project we can add more people into that. We can start, usually the project starts with a senior advisor. And if the senior advisor sees that there is a need to add more people in particular sector, in particular segment, then we can add more people. So it's not necessarily from the start, but during the project, the team can be changed, the team can be added or expanded.
Thank you, Azim. I hope that answered your question. Any other questions? We have this gentleman first, please.
这样看起来是像是，我这样理解对不对？就是像 Tom Cruise， 他在 Mission Impossible 里面要组一个 SWAT team 去 conquer 一个 task，special task。那我的问题在于说，如果我当初这个 SWAT team， 是在执行过程里面还需要某些 talents， 但是它不在我们的这个 pool 里面，可以在对外在针对于案情的需要再找这样的 specialist 进来嘛？My question is that if the team are fulfilling this task, but we figured out that we need some more specialists, but who are not in our pool, is that possible to recruit on the project base to invite that specialist to join the team?
For the specialist or advisor to be able to join the project, they will need to be registered in our database. However, it is very important for us to provide the best possible outcome for the company. That is why we rely heavily on senior advisors. If a senior advisor knows a particular specialist who is very good in this or that task, and we conduct interview, and indeed this person actually is good, we can invite him or her for this task via registering into the database and via employing for this project.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Any other questions? May we remind you that please ask your question in English, please. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ian. I want to know about if we join your database, and we will add in the consulting list, right? So we are passive waiting the case coming, or we can active to invite our customer or maybe our guests to join their project.
Usually it comes in several ways. First of all, we send invitations for inquiries for the projects in LinkedIn and in our database. Whenever we have a project, let's say we have a project in Kazakhstan, and we see that we need an advisor in IT, then we send information to our database and to our LinkedIn, to everyone, and say that we have a project in Kazakhstan, and this project requires special skills A, B, C, D. And then it is advisors who respond to this inquiry. We encourage people to be actively present in the database, to be actively present in LinkedIn, and to reply to us. If you see that this project is interesting to you and you can contribute to the project, please reply to our inquiry and say, I'm willing to participate, I want to come into this project. Second way, our team coordinators and our local managers go through the database themselves, and if they see a particular name with particular knowledge and with particular skills, we invite them directly. So it's two ways. First, inquiry, and then advisor replies to the inquiry. And second, team coordinator or local manager reaches directly to the person and asks to participate in this project. In regards to inviting potential clients and inviting potential companies to the project, we operate in EBRD countries of operations. This is 36 countries, which you can find on our website. And if it happens that this particular enterprise is in this country of operation and they qualify for our criteria for SME, we can review that. But again, we need to be very selective of the enterprises because we do not work with every enterprise. We need to see their motivation to work with us. We need to see what their prospect for development is. Because we are highly selective institutions, we want to show to the business, and to the companies in particular countries how to best operate. That is why we do roughly 150 to 200 projects a year. Apologies. And we do a very thorough screening of the enterprises. But in general, if the client is in the country of operations and qualifies for SME criteria, we can at least review the company.
Thank you. Any on-site speaker would like to take this question? No? Okay. Any other questions? Microphone, please.
Please allow me to come up another one question regarding the payment. According to what I learned from the second presenter, Mr. Lian, he mentioned all the expenses will be paid only after the project complete and your report submit and been approved. Does it mean the advisor he need to pay all the traveling expenses and her personal expenses by his own until finally report approved? If I'm wrong, please correct me.
No, you are not wrong. And actually, our advisors provided correct information. Number one, yes, we do cover expenses, travel expenses. We do cover living expenses, and we do cover consultancy fee. In some cases, if needed be, we can provide a little bit of advance payments, but general rule is that advisor first, before going to the project and before going to every visit, advisor buys tickets, advisor books hotel, and then goes to the company, collects all the expenses, comes back, and then after each visit, submits a small visit minutes report with the invoice. And once the invoice is reviewed and approved, and the report is approved, we pay, we reimburse the travel, we reimburse the living expenses via per diem, and we pay for the consultancy.
Thank you very much, Azing, for answering the question. Due to the time limits, we will close the Q&A session right here, but you are very welcome to interact with our on-site speakers during our networking session. So thank you, everyone. We have prepared some refreshments for you, so please enjoy, and we will just follow with the networking session. We will encourage you to interact with our on-site speakers. So thank you very much for attending the event today. If you could spare 2 minutes to scan the QR code right here for the feedback survey, to give us some feedback about how do you feel about our event. This will really help us to improve our future events. Thank you very much for attending this event, and please enjoy the refreshments right there and interact with our speakers. Thank you very much. We're looking forward to receiving your feedback, and also thank you very much for attending. Have a nice day.